All right. So right now you see Wanda on the A6100 Sony sleeping soundly until I start speaking, and then she wakes up. It's Halloween. Here's a closer look at her. So I'm doing a couple things on the cameras, still testing out the S9. I threw another camera in the mix. So there's my overhead, which is the ZV-1 Mark II. This product review table. Here's the FX30. And here's the A7S3. Now I'm using Kelvin instead of like an ISO just to see how it looks. You can see more of a, the way I look, I'm sharp, okay? I didn't use skin softening or anything. Just wanted to show you what a 12 megapixel camera can show you. It can still be sharp. It's still good looking. I'm using the Zeiss f2.8 35 millimeter on this. Pretty good. And on here, on the S9, I'm using the 20 millimeter and it's an f2. So I've been using this for the past 3 days. I love the focal length. I got it to complete range. I could probably add an extra zoom to it, but I look as good as possible right now. So the reason why I'm doing this is I want to show you the different color between the Sony and the Panasonic. Now this is pleasing right here, and if I get closer, you can see I need a shave, but it's sharp, right? But go back to the A7S3, I'm using Kelvin instead of the regular ISO. It's just an experiment to see how it look. But this is with the 35 millimeter f2.8. So I'm a little bit darker, but this is at 35 millimeters. And of course, this is the FX30. So this is sharp too. And I have a Viltrox on there, which is, I think, the 23 millimeter, which gives you kind of like a 37, 38. But I want you to compare that with the ZS9. So you see 20 millimeter compared to a 23 millimeter, but I also have it zoomed on the FX30. ZV-1 Mark II is a one-inch sensor. I can show a product down here. And I can zoom in and out also. Okay. And of course, the A6100. There's my sweetie Wanda trying to sleep. So let's go back to the A7S3. And now I'm going to change the ISO. And I just want to show you the difference between Kelvin and different ISO setting. So I went from Kelvin to automatic white balance, and I did readjustments on the gamma and the brightness. So I look more pleasing. I don't look as sharp, but still you can see some features. And this is the difference between this and incandescent lighting from the FX30. So I see this is more of a bluish, pinkish, fleshy tone look. And now I'm going to show you, while I'm recording this, how I change the white balance quickly. So see, this is incandescent lighting also. So it's right in between what you saw with the Kelvin, and it's more of a fleshy look also, but you can see some of the sharpness come back. Now there isn't uh, another, but it's what is it? Fluorescent lighting. Okay. So this is incandescent. This is like your light bulbs that you have if you're using regular lamps or kind of like yellowish lights and stuff. So this one, I think is a little bit more pleasing. It's less blue and it looks a lot better. Now, 12 megapixels is still sharp. But if we go back to the FX30, same. Now this is pleasing, but I think I have incandescent lighting. So the A7S3 is much older than the FX30. This is a crop sensor camera. So if I go back to FX30, and this looks pretty pleasing. You know, I like this, but just by doing the ISO balance, it's warmer. Okay. It's a little bit darker. It looks more than it's close to the Kevin, all right, but it's a little bit higher. The only difference is I'm not more of an orange, okay? So the only other thing would be change the profile look. And, this is how you do it. So just by putting this almost matches the FX30, okay? So picture profile, I'm gonna put it on number one, next setting. And the right type of lighting. So if I go back to the brightness, okay, maybe a little more this way. That looks a lot like me. If you compare the two, it's about the same. Okay. So what you try to do is you match the cameras as best as possible. Same type of profiles, but if it's an older camera, you got to do some extra things. So by changing from Kelvin to incandescent, or if you want to go fluorescent, and then you can change the lighting, the brightness, and I would say the gamma, just or maybe a little saturation. But you see on the FX30, it's this way, and of course the gamma. Just simple things you do, and you can see where I could be off a little bit. Put myself in the center with A7S3, X30. It's pretty good, but I'm going to move myself up a little bit. It's just showing you what you can do. So there's a ZV1. I can make it darker so I can see it where you see less of reflection. See, there's many things you can do. Leave just like that. And of course, last but not least is Wanda, but she's doing a pretty good job. So this is just to show you that everything is working fine. I want to run this test with the 20 millimeter. I've been dealing with the S9. It has lasted me 5 hours without any overheating. I got the FX30, which has a fan. I've had no problems with the ZV1 Mark II or the A6100. The only thing I haven't tried is this bad boy right here. So I thought I'd take this out of the mothballs, put it the A7S III. This camera lasts longer than the ZV-E1 for overheating. And this is not recording internally or, with video or sound. This is just the output through the HDMI. I got a dummy battery hooked up to it. So I should have no problem with the camera lasting for a long time. This is just a quick video showing what you can do with your system to get everything organized before you're ready to go online. And you do your live streaming, whatever, but you have your sound check, you got your cameras all set up. I'm recording this right now just to show you how I set it up real quick. I can put on the options. I can show you what I am looking at. So let's say if you go live streaming and I'm doing a show, right here is where you see all the chats. I can play. Right? I can also go to different camera systems. Very easy. Some people use over here the cameras. Me, I like keeping everything off the screen. This is what I like watching. When I put the mouse over, you see all the other controls I can stop the video with and stuff. Like I can pause it or I can finish it, close it off. But I like having all this off. Here is the different things where you can add text, sceneries. You can go to movies. You can add a little icon down here to add me in a picture. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can go through the menu, pick your thing, but what I'm going to do is get out of here and say, hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. And I'm on that camera, S9. I kept looking over at the S3. So thank you for watching. No, I'm sorry. It's up there. It's FX30. I got one camera on top of the other. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe. Keep smiling. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, folks. Have a wonderful day.